Hi everyone. As CEO and co-founder of Netlify, it's been really special to be present these 2 days at a Netlify produced conference for the first time in a really, really long time, since back before the pandemic. And it's a special feeling to finally be at a stage again and have actual human beings in front of me instead of just a camera for a live stream. I hope all of you have been enjoying these 2 days. I've really enjoyed some fantastic talks and really enjoyed being present together with the community. To close this off, I want to first send a really deep thank you to all of the sponsors that's made it possible for us to come together here in the brewery in London, and that's been with us in the expo hall, and that we've all gotten a chance to connect with and talk with. When we built the modern web, we've always had the web as our mission, because it's a platform that doesn't have an owner. It's an open platform that we're all building together based on open standards that we agree on, and it makes it possible to build things like composable e-commerce. And being together in a physical event, together with all of these different amazing companies that are working on different aspects of how we bring commerce to the web in a composable manner, has been fantastic. And I'm so glad that these events are finally possible again, and that we can finally connect outside of just the online presences we are all working on building, but also in person. A few key takeaways from the last couple of days. I'm sure all of you have heard the phrase composable a few times by now. We've learned that it's not enough to go headless, just cutting off the head of a traditional e-commerce platform is not. It's just a little part of the journey. The real deal is going composable and building these much more flexible platforms that lots of different tools can be plugged into and can help us get much better reusability, that can help developers really build the pieces that are specific to their use cases and reuse the different pieces that are not specific and evolve those. We've also learned about gradual migrations rather than ripping out and replacing. Most of the projects all of us here are working on are rarely greenfield projects. They exist within an existing system of lots of complexity, and we've heard about some of the gory details behind real-world composable e-commerce solutions. And it's just a very big part of the reality that when we take on these projects, we always try to gradually migrate, to find the first piece that we can start making decoupled, and where we can start introducing the concepts of composability, and then work towards a long-term plan of real flexibility and real ability to adapt and evolve our storefronts and our online presences. And we've learned that we should always use the Jamstack best practices. We want to build this in a way where we can get content as close as possible to the users. We want to get all the best benefits of the performance, stability, lower costs than we can get if we truly adopt a Jamstack architectural approach to what we're building. Netlify's mission is to build a better web. Again, as I said, because we really believe that this is like the best platform we have. It's an open platform that's shared for all of us, that doesn't have a central owner, and that we can all collaborate on. And building that is something we all do together. We've seen that the approach to making the web better is really to embrace this idea of decoupling the web UI layer from the backend business logic layer and open up to having all these different APIs and services, where typically some of them are your own running in a Kubernetes cluster somewhere, but a lot of them are other people's services, like commerce layers or commerce tools or Twilio or Stripe or Contentful or Algolia, or so many of the different partners you've seen at the event today, and so many of the different pieces of the stacks you've heard about at the talks today. And we've learned to think about composable commerce in terms of storefronts, product experiences, and transactional layers. It's a very useful mental model for how to view this system. We've had some amazing speakers and some amazing presentations. We've heard a lot of different stories about building faster and getting a faster time to market. getting more speed into your development and building global products. We've heard about flexibility around the ability of composable solutions to grow with you rather than you outgrowing them. And we've heard about how composable approaches can make developers happy, and that makes me happy. We've also heard from our community, both on Twitter and in the live stream, where lots of people all over the world have been following along our in-person conference online. And I think it's a beautiful evolution that these conferences are now like we are all geared to share our content everywhere. But it's also a special feeling to be part of it here. And we've had a great response. It's obvious that so many people have come away from this with new learnings and new ideas. And I hope that's also the case from a lot of you here in the audience. So let's continue all the discussion online as we go away from here and go back to being remotely connected across oceans and countries in Discourse, Twitter, and podcasts and so on. Keep the discussion going, keep all the interesting thoughts that have emerged here and the interesting connections between developers and partners and vendors and ecosystem providers. Keep those alive and have an amazing time. Thank you so much for being part of this, and thank you.